Rossy,
Hi.
I appreciate you coming on.
Sure.
We spoke, what was it, about a month ago, I want to say? It's been a little bit.
Probably.
Yeah, a
About
little bit.
2 months ago.
And I know we have a mutual friend, Jeanette, that you know of. She talked to me as well about you and gave me a little bit of details of your story. And so I was hoping today I could come on or have you on and kind of learn, from you and the, unfortunate, deal that you had to go through. Maybe this could help others that are dealing with the same situation. I couldn't imagine, everything. I sometimes put myself in your shoes and really try to think of like what would I do? How would I feel? How is life afterwards? Just all like a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions I'm sure that you feel and more than likely probably still battle with to this day. If you could, let's kind of start this at the beginning, explain as much as you'd like and just kind of your son, his name was? Daniel. Just kind of tell me about him, who he was, what he enjoyed, kind of the person he was growing up in your eyes.
Yeah, sure. Well, Daniel, I was a single mom. Daniel was my only child. Daniel, since he was a kid, he was really responsible kid. He was really organized. He was really, his mind was really like, he knew what he wanted, right? So he always worked hard for what he wanted. And he was really like, since he knew we were only me and him, he was always really, how do I say that?
Like responsible, independent.
He always was thankful.
Oh, thankful. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
With me because he knew that I worked hard for him to give him everything what he needs. And he was a really good child. My dad, he passed 8 years ago and he helped me with him to raise him. So he always say, Daniel always say that, okay, I was raised on like old school style because of my dad, right? And while he was a kid, I was trying to enroll him on different sports like soccer, basketball, baseball, even swimming, taekwondo. He didn't like none of them.
Oh, really?
And I was like, okay, so I need to find something that keep my son busy,
For sure.
So he decided that, Mom, I want to play guitar. And I was like, okay. So I bought him a guitar, and then I get a music teacher to come to our house and give him some music lessons, guitar lessons. So he went only 2 classes, and then Daniel was like, Mom, you know what? No, I don't need him. I know how to do it. So he started watching these videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's the way how he learned play guitar. Of course, my dad, he plays guitar.
Oh, really?
So they played guitar a little bit before my dad passed. But then after my dad passed, that's when Daniel started watching the videos on TikTok. And he...
Was your father in like a band or?
No.
Just by himself?
I think it comes from family because my family loves music.
Oh, really?
And one of my uncles, he knows how to sing. He never been part of a band, but he knows how to sing. And so he was really good playing guitar. And he was part of maybe 1 or 2 bands here in Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
He was 14 years old, 15 years old. And he always was carrying his guitar everywhere. He was passionate on guitars. Yeah. And trucks. He loved trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. He bought his first truck when he was 15 years old.
Oh, nice.
A regular 2007 Dodge Ram, single cab,
he went
sport.
Ram, not Silverado.
He loves Dodge.
He loves
Mopar.
Dodge. Yeah,
He was Mopar team. Yeah, and
okay. I'm more of a Ford guy, but okay.
Okay. Yeah, and he started building it, customizing.
Oh yeah,
his truck. So he was studying and he was working, helping at home, and then he was working. So he was working for himself, home, and his truck. All his money went divided on 3 parts.
Yeah.
Home, himself, and truck.
That's a good
Most
life.
of the part was going to the truck.
Yeah.
And he customized it from zero.
Oh, okay.
And I keep that truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You still have it?
Yeah, this truck means like a lot.
Oh yeah.
For me.
I bet.
And I'm not talking about the value of the money.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the value of the.
Yeah, it's like sentimental.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was a part of your son. Your son loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, he loved it, and nobody could drive the truck except of him, even me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you drive it now?
Yeah, I'm driving now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was 20 years old when he passed. He died by suicide. I think everyone who knew Daniel was in shock, and some of them, they're still in shock because the way how. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Because the way how Daniel was, we could never imagine that that was gonna happen. You know, like I told you, Daniel loved trucks, and he was always speeding and racing.
Yeah.
So my biggest fear was that he was gonna have an accident while he was speeding, right? And I never imagined that he could take his own life.
Yeah.
But thank you. So he died on June 2023. It's gonna be 2 years on June 12th. He was 20. His funeral was sad, but at the same time was beautiful.
Yeah.
A lot of people, a lot of trucks, a lot of music, just the way how he just like, you know. And I think after he passed, his death impacted a lot of people. Because after he passed, I been trying to spread awareness about mental health. Because, you know, sometimes I'm looking at you and I see that you look good, you look like healthy, your mental health. I don't know about your mental health, right? Because,
you know,
you're not able to see it.
Yeah, it goes in and out.
But I can see your face. I can see it. So I don't know what's going through your mind right now, but I can, if I'm telling you now, you look good.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. But I don't really know.
I need to take care of myself a little better. I mean, the black eye, and I need to shave. And
I didn't even pay attention to that until now. You're telling me.
It hasn't been a great week. So, you know, it's the mental health thing. I mean, it's one, I'm very sorry for your loss. Like I said, I couldn't imagine what you're going through. I've also had a guest on here who lost her husband, and you know, just seeing her and how it affected her, you know, and you know, I believe her husband was 32 when he passed away, and she's only 30. I've seen the effects. I've seen, and I personally know people, you know, that have lost loved ones, especially at that early of an age. I lost a cousin of mine when I was younger, at a very young age. I completely understand. I could not imagine the mental health. I don't know. It's a hard thing to, I think, for people to understand, because some people use it as kind of a scapegoat a lot of the times on things, you know? So it's kind of sometimes can be oversaturated when really it's just life. But then there are also people, which I'm guessing your son, who really are dealing with some stuff mentally, you know, like actual, you know, dark thoughts, you know, things that they can't escape from. I'd always like to advise, like you said, you know, you see me, you see, you know, a person takes care of himself. I wasn't always like this. I had to change my life in order to get to where I am now. And I'm still working on that because, I mean, to this day, I'm still trying to deal with things that I battle in my mind as well. And I think a lot of people are, honestly. I don't think, you know, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you guys do as well.
Yeah.
My best advice is always to try to find tools, and I call them tools, but like gym, eating better, better friends, better people around you, environment, stuff like that. Like these things to be able to rely on when you have those days where they're like, it just seems like you want to end it. You know, you just don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, you make me remember about this article that I read on social media talking about anxiety. And it's like anxiety talking to you, and it said, don't get scared about me. I'm yourself talking to yourself. If I am anxiety expressing you that you feel this, you feel that, that means that you have to move.
It's for a reason. Is that what you're saying?
It's for a reason. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of your body probably trying to tell you something.
Trying to tell you something. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, and I've been guilty of this as well many times. It's like you try to ignore it. You try to ignore it, and it just creeps up on you more and more and more, and then it becomes overwhelming, you know. And I was just listening to a video today on YouTube of a mother that lost her son as well. They got into a huge fight before she left. She was a single mother as well. And, you know, just as you know, I'm sure, I don't know how, it sounds like your son was a good kid, but, you know, it can be rough, especially when they hit teenager. You know, it's hard to kind of, I have one right now. I have a 14-year-old. They can be, how do I be nice about this, Dom? Complicated.
Complicated, yeah. Okay.
Very complicated. So, you know, and so she was dealing with that, and they ended up getting into a fight. She left, and she's like, your father's going to come pick you up. If you don't want to come with us, we're leaving. And unfortunately, he took his life while they were gone. And, you know, I heard her explain like how much she blames herself, you know, because she's like, you know, like, what could I have done more? What could I have done more? And it's sad because you want to tell that person like, no, it's not. Like, there's nothing you could have done. Yeah, it's not your fault. Yeah. But good luck trying to tell the mother of that child that, because she's not going to, you know, I would feel the same way.
You know, I think it's very normal to feel that way after someone you love died by suicide. Yeah. To feel guilty. But I think that some people is dealing with depression, anxiety, stress, and they know how to hide it really good. Yeah. So they're dealing with that, and then a situation comes that they cannot control it because they are already dealing with something on their minds, you know. So they just act like out of control because they're already dealing with something on their minds.
Right. Yeah. And they're trying to release it. And especially with men, you know, I'm sure Dom, you know, can attest to this as well. It can be hard to open up around your other male friends, especially when you're young. Because when you're young, we're all kind of, you know, just young and dumb, and we don't know. We just want to go and party and, you know, chase girls and whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we're not thinking about this stuff. Some do. Like, I have my brother Adriano. like he is very just like focused, and he still, messes up from time to time too, but very focused, very mature for his age, and he's only 21. But me, I was, I don't know, I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was just wild, and I remember being around friends, and I don't remember ever really discussing feelings and stuff like that. And if we did, we just start making fun of each other, and that can be fun, you know what I mean, at times. But you also need to be able to let things out without that as well, like more of an ear to listen and to give you good critical feedback. But it can be difficult, especially at 20 years old, to find that group of people who allow you to do that. So you feel alone, is
right.
what happens.
I like I told you before, I've been posting some videos on my social media, Spanish videos. Hablo español.
Yeah.
And I've been posting a lot of videos about mental health. I'm not an expert, but for my experience, because I've been dealing with my mental health even more after Daniel passed, right? But I'm just trying to help myself.
And probably before that too, because like you said, you're a single mother. You're trying to provide. You're trying to fill the shoes of two people, and I'm sure you've been through, quite a bit. And then afterwards, I'm sure even more. So,
yeah. So like I've been telling you that I post sometimes videos on social media about mental health in general, but more for the young men's. And I've been getting texts about some of my son's friends, and it surprised me. Because one of them texted me and he was like, I feel so sorry to bother you, but at this point, I need to talk to someone and I feel like I want to talk to you. Oh. And I was like, why not?
Yeah.
So we met, we get an ice cream, and then we were sitting there talking for 2 hours. I just let him to talk. And he was feeling like the whole world was going to end. And I was like, well, that's the way how you feel, and it's acceptable. That's fine. And I was like, why you don't talk to one of your friends? And he was like, well, yeah, because they're going to judge me. They're going to be like, you're crazy, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing. You got to keep going and blah, blah, blah. So like I told you, I just let him talk for almost 2 hours. And after we left, he texted me and he was like, you know what? I feel much better because I was able to express my emotions without being judged.
Right. And that is good. Everybody needs that, as well as the follow-up to that after he lets and vents and lets all that out, and has someone who will hear him out and give advice, which I'm sure you did, like you said you did. He has to follow up with that, though. You know what I mean? And the thing is that, and this is what I try to tell young men who I've talked to, I'm 33. So I'm in this weird, I'm not young, I'm not old, I'm like in this weird, I'm in this weird in 30s, so I'm trying to be, older and wiser now, and trying to help guys in their 20s, who come to me or ask me questions, and try to give them advice on the mistakes I made or things I wish I could go back and redo and stuff like that. And the biggest thing, like I said earlier, is like, once you vent, once you let all that stuff out, you need to have a follow-up plan on how to handle those things. So this isn't, he may not be able to see you every time for ice cream to be able to discuss these things. So he has to have other tools to put in place. You know what I mean? Like if you're not available, he needs to go do something else to take his mind off that stuff, And honestly, I'm a big, I don't know, I'm losing my words today. Like advocate, I guess you'd say, for something that mentally and physically exhausts you. And this is man or woman, but especially men. It's like you have all that energy and everything built up in you, and then you're dealing with a lot of shit in life, and things can feel like it's caving in on you. We need to release that. And the only way I see the best release is some sort of like sport or hobby or something to be able to push yourself and to do something that's hard and that you have to struggle in. You know what I mean? Whether it's football, you know, like even if you're 25, 30 years old, there's recreational teams you can go play.
There's always something.
Happy Rock Park. There's people playing soccer all the time. Like, do something where you build community and you have like-minded people around you that maybe you can get away. A lot of things I dealt with when I was young, I drank a lot. I did a lot of drugs. So these things kept me in a repetitive cycle of when I would hit Friday, Saturday, I was out drinking. I was doing at parties, you know, and doing things that made me feel better temporarily. But Monday or Sunday morning, I felt like shit. I didn't feel good. I felt worse about myself. But then I'm going to change. And then Friday, it would be all over again. And all over again, you know? Yeah. And when you're young, you think that's normal, and it's not. You know, I know that we think it's normal and it's fun. I have fun. I still go out, you know. You know, I have my moments, but it's all about moderation. I try to tell everyone the 80-20 rule is the best way to look at it. So you want to do like 80% good, 20% not so good.
It's a balance.
So yeah, it's a balance. Everything's balanced. And but really though, just and I know people may think it's corny, people may think it's overplayed nowadays, but just really getting out there and continuing to push yourself like you did when you were a child. When you're a child, you're out playing, you're out running, you're doing sports, you're doing whatever. Or the guitar, you know. You have to dive deep and not only just have that, have other things too, because hobbies sometimes get boring after a while. You want to try something new that mentally stimulates you again. You know, that's the big one. So that's the advice I try to give. But you know, you can give advice, but they have to receive it and they have to implement it into their life. If you don't want to help yourself, nobody's gonna be able to help you. Right.
So like on my situation is after my son passed, I feel lost. I feel like, what am I gonna do now? I mean, single mom, no kids, no grandkids for me.
He was like, your only child?
He was my only child. Yeah, he was my only child. So I was like, that's it. Yeah. That's the end. So I thought one time, I'm gonna be honest to you, I thought one time took my life. Yeah. Because I was like, this is not life for me. Yeah. But thanks God, I changed my mind, and then that's when I said, okay, I need to find help. So I started going to therapy, and my therapist, she did help me a lot, and I decided to start doing plans for the future, and I start praying because I got a lot of faith. Yeah. So I'm always praying God. I'm always thanking God, and just trying to find a way, you know, to get out of my dark hole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And start working out. It's been almost 2 years. Like I told you, June 12th is going to be his second anniversary. And the date it start hitting again. But
when is the second anniversary?
June 12th.
June 12th?
Yeah. Oof. June 12th.
That's what, in a couple of weeks?
Yeah. Couple of weeks, yeah. But there are a lot of things that I've been doing to help myself. And one of these things is giving me a lot of motivations is my son. I decided my son to be an organ donor. So last year on my son's birthday, August 2024, I was able to meet his son's heart recipient.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they are almost same age, just a few months difference. My son's heart recipient, it's 23. Daniel was going to be 23 August this year. Yeah. So I was able to meet him. And then since then, we become really close.
That's cool.
He lives in Chicago. Actually, he's coming this weekend because there is a big event for organ donor organization this Saturday. So him and his family, they're coming to
that's
Kansas
neat.
City so we can go together to
But
this event.
you've met him before though?
Yeah, last year.
Oh, okay, cool.
I met him last year.
Okay.
It was a year after. Yeah, a year after he received my son's heart.
Did they tell you why he needed it? Did he have some sort of heart condition?
Yeah, he was born with how is it called?
Something like cardiomyopathy. It's when your heart is enlarged.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so he was gonna die if he didn't get a heart transplant.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was on ICU, right?
Really?
He was waiting for a heart. He was like dying.
Yeah.
So he received my son's heart on June 15, 2023, 3 days after my son passed. So yeah, it took a whole year to be able to meet him.
Yeah.
And that keeps me motivated. Because, I mean, it's a piece of my son living there.
And you can still hear his
I
heartbeat.
can still hear, yeah. Actually, that's what I got my teddy bear.
Oh, really?
Because I got my son's heartbeat on his...
a recording?
Recording here.
Oh, that's neat.
So it's like emotional support.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I'm sure people don't even understand that, you know what I mean? Where they're like, what? It's just a teddy bear. But I bet it means the world to you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're like... What else do you have other than items, you know, after you bury a loved one? So, yeah, I can understand how sentimental that would be.
Yeah. You know, some people, they don't understand, and I'm glad that they don't.
That's true.
That means
that is true.
They haven't gone through this. And actually, you made me remember that one day I was coming from Houston, and I was walking at the airport with my teddy bear, like, so people were looking at me like, she's too old to carry a teddy bear. I didn't care. I just keep walking. So I was in the washing my hands in the bathroom, and this lady came to me and she asked me, how old is your teddy bear? So he's 2 years old, right? But I told her he's 22, my son's age. And she just looked at me and she was like, oh, my teddy bear is 42.
Oh,
and she gave me a hug. She didn't get, well, I didn't see her teddy bear at the time, but she was like,
she has one.
She has one.
Yeah, that's sad.
She has one.
Yeah, so she went through the same thing.
Yeah.
Can you, and like I said before we started recording, tell me whatever you'd like to tell me. What led up to this? What do you, if you're looking back now, do you see things differently on what happened to your son? I mean, do you think, like explain to me from your point of view on what you think about the whole situation, on how it led up to why, like, you know, that way I can understand, because I don't really know the backstory behind what happened other than that he decided to take his life.
Well, after everything happened now, I'm never going to have a answer. Why, right? But
I didn't know if he left anything or a letter or...
No, nothing. But I think after he lost his grandpa, his life changed. He always said that his grandpa was his persona favorita.
His favorite person.
Favorite person. Yeah. Because he was really close to my dad.
Yeah.
And he was 14 years old when my dad passed. And I think he never accepted, because a few months before he took his life, he texted me from the cemetery. He just was like, Mom, can you come? I'm here. So I ran to the cemetery, and he was there crying like a baby, saying that I miss my grandpa a lot. I cannot do it without him. And he broke my heart, because I was like, he was 14 years old. Maybe I should take him to therapy or something. But I saw him doing well, so I was like, well, he's he's doing well. Like I told you, some people know how to hide it.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 months after he took his life, about 2 months, I start notice a different attitude on him. Like he was mad at me, or he got home late.
2 months before?
About 2 months, around 2 months before he took his life. He started acting different. Like he was mad, or sometimes he got home, he didn't say goodnight. He just went straight to his room. And sometimes I text him, he didn't text me back. I called him, he didn't answer my calls. He never called me back. So one day I talked to him and I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah." "Why?" I was like, "I don't know. You're acting different. Are you mad at me, or there is something that is bothering you?" And he was like, "No, Mom, I'm just growing now. I'm not a child anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I have more responsibilities." And then, but this time, he was planning to buy a house with his girlfriend, Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
So they were planning to buy a house and move together. So I thought, well, maybe, yeah, he's stressful because, it's a big step. Move out of your house and out of your mom or your parents' house and then start a new life.
Right.
It's a big responsibility. So I was like, well, yeah, maybe that's what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to make sure that everything's okay.
Yeah, like
he was
he's
like,
busy.
Mm-hmm.
He's got, yeah.
Yeah. So after we had this conversation, he changed again on the good way. He started like texting me, calling me. But maybe like 2 weeks after, that's when everything happened. I saw him like 20 minutes before he took his life.
Oh, man.
Yeah. He passed in front of me, carrying his gun. I didn't see it. And it was like a normal conversation. Like, "Hey, son, how was tonight?" Because he went out the night. He went back home and I was still up. And he was like, "Hey, Mom." And I was like, "Hey, son, how was your night?" And he was like, "Good, we had fun." He told me what he did. And he was like, "Okay, Mom, I'm leaving." I was like, "Okay, son, love you. Take care." He was like, "Love you too. Bye."
So just normal. Yeah.
Just normal. Just normal. So I had to fight with the thing that he passed in front of me carrying his gun and I didn't see it. It's been hard, but at the same time, I'm just trying to think that I didn't know it. If I knew it, I will stab him for sure, right? Yeah. So I'm just...
But it's always that, like, what if I would have did this? And I mean, you can't do that to yourself, because you didn't know. Like you said, he even started to come around and act normal again. Mm-hmm. But the changing back and forth, I'm sure, was confusing for you.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to give him space, as well. You don't want to be the mother that's in his business all the time and being kind of a helicopter over him. And,
And, he was very mature. So that's why I was like, well, maybe, he's, busy doing something else. But I never thought that he was going through, I don't know, depression or something.
Right.
And that night, we tried to call 911 for almost 2 fucking hours.
Oh, my God.
And they never respond or call.
Really?
So we had to run to the closest fire station or trying to run to a gas station or, a gas station, there's always a cop there looking.
Security, something,
Yeah, so we had to drive like 10 minutes away from the place to a fire station. That's how we were able to get help.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
So he took his life in the house?
No, not in my house.
Oh.
Somewhere else.
Oh, really? And so you found him and...
Yeah. So we were following the ambulance to the ER room, when they return a call, 911.
Wow.
More than 2 hours later.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Asking,
horrible.
what's your emergency?
Yeah, the 911 operators. I mean, I'm not going to say all of them, but
Some of them.
I've had to deal with, and they're just, oh my
Mhm.
God. Yeah, that's a whole other subject I can go on about. But
Yeah, that's what's the first thing you do when you are on an emergency?
yeah,
Call
I know.
911.
I know.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, they're supposed to be there for help, but unfortunately, like in your situation, and there's many situations
Mhm.
like that,
Mhm.
and it's sad, unfortunately, because they're supposed to be working for us, and so at least you guys did think about going to a fire department. That makes sense because there's paramedics there, and people that could have, tried something. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
man, yeah. That's I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine that.
Yeah, it's and some people ask me, how did you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I will be you, I couldn't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I thought the same way before, because one of my cousin's daughter, she died by suicide like 14, 15 years ago back in Mexico. So I went back home for her funeral. And when I was looking at my cousin and everyone around me, I was like, oh my God, I will die if this happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
And now when people tell me that, I will die, I don't know how you do it. And I remember telling that to myself when this happened to my cousin. And the worst thing is that you don't die.
Yeah.
You're still here. You got to keep fighting.
Yeah, you got to,
And
because he wouldn't
Mhm.
want that for you,
Yeah.
And he probably didn't want that for himself, Did you say, are you the girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know him well, as well. So,
Yeah.
like, I'm sure that he wouldn't want that for his mother, And like I said, he probably wouldn't want that for himself either. Unfortunately, sometimes,
You know how they say
you
that.
lose the battle,
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, they say that when somebody is fighting with their mental health, they don't want to end their lives. They want to end with
The pain.
the pain.
Yeah.
But sometimes they just take their pain away in their own way.
Yeah, and I hope that whoever watches and listens to this, you shouldn't. They say there's a study, and I don't know how accurate this study is, but that people who survived committing suicide tend to regret it.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, thank God that it didn't happen, because I don't want it to. I thought impulsively, and I thought about this for a while, and then when I did it, it was an impulse decision, and then boom, like it didn't happen, and then they don't do it again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying all, but ones I've read. So, if anybody is listening to this, or, and even myself, at times I've thought about this. I'm sure a lot of people have thought at some point, like, man, I just want to end it. This is getting too much. Tomorrow or the next day or next week may be completely different. You may have a completely different mindset, than what you did on that exact day, And so the best thing to do is to push through and keep pushing too. And also, I try to tell myself this, and hopefully other people put this in perspective too. There are, and this isn't at all to undermine anything, like with people who have loved ones who have committed suicide, but there are people right now in hospitals and like NICU units or cancer patients that wish they had your life,
Fighting for their life.
Fighting for theirs. And, I think the most respectful thing too is to live for people like that, to live for your mother and your father, or your sister and your brother, or your wife and husband, or your kids, because, you know, the devastation that you know very well that you've had to endure. I mean, it's hard, you know, and it's not that he intentionally want that, or anybody who commits suicide wants that, but like you said, they just want to escape the pain they're going through. And, you know, I don't, you told me earlier that you're not an expert, you know what I mean, in this field, but I don't think you have to be an expert necessarily. Are there good advice that experts give? Yes, but you've actually lived through it. You actually endured the pain, and you've actually had to find things to be able to be here to this day 2 years later. So if anybody is probably the most qualified to give their opinion or to help others, it's you, you know, who had to go through it. So,
and you know what I think that's very important when you're trying to find your motivation or something to keep going, it's that don't pay attention to what people say when it's about yourself and help yourself. Because like in my case, after losing my only child, I've been doing different things, trying to find my way. And some people, they're judging because, oh, she just lost her son and she's doing this, she's doing that, blah, blah, blah. And
like you can't be happy anymore.
Yeah,
you have to be sad all the time in your house. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, it doesn't mean that you're happy, but you're trying your best.
Trying to live normal.
So you're trying to do the best with all what you have. So I think my advice is for people who like to judge, is just be quiet, because you don't know.
Right.
You don't know. It's like me personally, it's not that I don't care what people say, but it's like I care about me and myself. So if I'm doing something that it's going to help me to keep going, to keep fighting, I'm going to do it.
Right.
I'm not, ¿cómo se dice? No te estoy haciendo daño a ti con lo que estoy haciendo.
Hurt to you, so I mean, I'm going to do what I want for me.
Right, right.
What I think is best for me and what is helping me.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
Some people, they really care about what others say about them, and maybe it's not helping.
I would say even I'm sure yourself and myself as well, I like to say that I don't listen to everything, and I do okay, and I get better at blocking things out, but we still care a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because we don't like it, you know. But you're right. The best thing is not to engage, is to ignore and just continue, because there's no book to life. Now, granted, if you were doing things that were harming yourself or going down a bad path, then if people step in and they say, hey, you shouldn't be doing this stuff, let's try some other things. You know, don't hate. You know, if you're going to say anything, give suggestions on maybe a better path than, you know. But to tell a person, you know, who loses a loved one, you know, you shouldn't be doing this, or making fun of them because they're doing that, like, you know, you're not in those shoes, so you don't know, you know.
Never tell someone how to grieve. Because it's very personal.
Right.
It's very personal. Agree. It's like, even me, I know moms who they lost their child, and I don't give them an advice, and I don't tell them how to grieve. Even if I know how it is to lose a child, I don't tell them, because I know it's very personal. Do you think everyone grieves different?
Right. But do you think you should at least tell them, maybe if they ask, or maybe suggest lightly things that have helped you during your darkest days? Or do you get worried that you don't? Because some people...
I'm just offer them to be there.
Okay. Just to be an ear, to listen. Yeah.
Just to listen. But I wouldn't give them an advice, and I wouldn't tell them that, okay, I did this and this helped me. Because
the only reason I say that is because, you know, I myself grieve in different ways as well. I've lost people. I know of people who are grieving, who are still grieving to this day. And grief, you know, we go about it the way that we need to for each individual. You know, it's going to be different, but some can extend it too long and can be damaging to their lives. And I always wonder if maybe that individual doesn't have people in their life that are helping them, guide them, be able to maybe, like you'll see someone who's dealing with a death and then they just start drinking and doing drugs and just going down a bad path. And you want to get them out of that. Mm-hmm. And the only way to get them out of that is to offer advice on, man, maybe try this or maybe do this. So sometimes I feel like advice could be helpful if it's positive.
Well, yeah, if that will be
not being demeaning or anything like that.
Yeah,
so.
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Like if that will be the case of their, like how you say, it's been long time. But I think there's not several time for grief.
Right.
Like let's say,
like
okay,
a timeline.
Yeah, it's not a timeline.
Uh-huh.
So like if you say if they're starting drinking a lot of alcohols or doing drugs, well, yeah, of course, I'm going to try to give them advice and try to help them. But I was just thinking on grieving for the first
right when it happened.
2 years after.
Right.
Yeah, I would just let them grieve the way how they feel it, you know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. Unless they probably asked, and I'm sure that you
that's what I do. I just let them know that I'm here if you need to talk to someone or,
Yeah. What have you done for yourself in like some of these dark days? Like what kind of helps you? Like what is kind of your thing that you've now figured out over the last couple years that gets you out of those dark holes?
I pray.
You pray?
Always.
So faith is very strong for you. Yeah.
It's very strong for me.
Mm-hmm.
It is very strong. And I always thank God instead of being asking why or why me or why my son or reclamarle.
Just like blame him.
Instead of blame him, I always thank God because he gave me the best son.
Were you religious prior to his death, or did you find faith more afterwards?
I always been Catholic.
Yeah.
And I always went to church before, and I always pray God and thank God always. Mm-hmm. Since I was a child, because my mom and my dad, they always took me to church.
Yeah.
But after my son passed, my faith grew.
Yeah.
Grew?
Yeah,
How do you say?
Grew. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, you went through something so catastrophic, to hold that on your shoulders and inside, it's like, it's a lot of weight. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you kind of let go and let God, that can help out a lot, to be able to release that.
Yeah. It's a lot of weight. It's like I told you, it's going to be 2 years, and I feel like emotionally drained. Mm-hmm. I feel like I've been carrying something really heavy on my back every single day.
Right.
Every single day.
Right. Yeah, I can imagine.
I'm still fighting, and I'm gonna be here until God called me.
That's good. I'm glad you had. I'm sure you weren't thinking that at the beginning, like we talked about, but I'm glad you finally turned around. Was there anybody that kind of helped you see that? Or, I know you said you went to therapy. Were there people close to you that kind of helped you, or it just, you kind of had to navigate it yourself and figure it out? How did that all come about?
The decision about start taking therapy, it was my decision. Mm-hmm. But there's people who's been helping me a lot.
Yeah.
Her company, it's been really helpful, helpful.
Well, I'm sure, because she was, his girlfriend, right? And you're his mother. And so I'm
sure she moved into my house.
Oh, really? Oh,
a few months after?
Yeah, months after.
Yeah. I mean, because you guys kind of have that, the same, you went through the same thing, so I'm sure it helps both of you, be able to kind of cope with what happened. Mm-hmm. So.
And sometimes it, like how we talk sometimes is people came to you and talked to you about what happened about Daniel, but we sometimes feel like it's me and her. We can only understand what is happening now because, like
Right.
how you say, we
Because you
went
both went through it.
everything.
Yeah, together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is hope.
Yeah.
Life is beautiful. My dad always say this. Life is so beautiful. You just have to know how to live it.
I know, and that's it's very admiring to hear you say that, because you literally went through probably the worst. What? How long before your son died did your father die?
8 years. No, 6 years.
6 years. I mean, you lost your father 6 years ago, and then only to endure this too. It's like, I'm sure you felt like the world was falling in on you, and you're like, what the hell? You know, what did I do?
Yeah.
You know, why is this happening to me?
I didn't really think about
Really?
that way.
How did you think about it?
I'm still thankful to God for everything what He gave me, for all His blessings. I try to say it this way. Of course, my heart is still broke,
Right.
in thousands of pieces, and it's never gonna be the same. But I'm trying to see. You got two things in this life for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Dos documentos, 2 documents for sure in this life. It's gonna be your birth certificate and your death certificate.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of life.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the inevitable. We all meet that at some point.
But when you lose someone that you really love, you cannot be mad at life because it's part of life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, you know, to me being on this side, it's just kind of hard to,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just kind of a, you know, I really tried, like I said earlier, to immerse myself in your shoes, and, you know, man, I mean, at least we're all going to lose a loved one at some point, you know, whether it be today, tomorrow, next week, next year. I don't know. Life is unwritten. So, you know, I think out of the bad, the positive side that we can see is that, like, you kind of in a way give hope that you can still live and still be, you know, a good, caring person and helping others too. You know, that life doesn't have to stop, and you don't have to be ashamed of it not stopping. You know what I mean? That you can still live a normal life afterwards, and yeah, normal to a sense, you know? But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of what I see from just meeting you, since we just met today, really. So,
just trying to enjoy every day.
Yeah.
Because it is a promise.
Oh, for sure.
Tomorrow
is
not. So just trying to enjoy.
Are there groups out there for people that are mothers who are dealing with this stuff here?
I think so, yes.
Because I feel like, I mean, you know, with suicide rates now, I mean, they're just climbing. You know, a lot of people are, you know, just, I mean, with all sorts of things right now, you know, economy, you know, relationships, with drugs. I mean, there's so many, many different things, you know, or even, you know, this, like social this, media. You know, this messes people up. It can be a good tool, but it can be a bad one as well. You know, I even notice, like, sometimes, like, if you're on TikTok and you're watching or liking the same stuff over and over again, like, one time, I swear, like, my algorithm was like all just messed up, depressing videos, you know, and it can really, like, mess with your head. You know what I mean? Just consuming that all day long. You know, you look at your phone, you're scrolling, and then you're seeing this sad video, another sad video, another. It's like, it almost like makes life, I don't know, just dark, and gives you like a perception of like, oh man, this sucks. Everything just sucks, you know? And you really got to be careful with that. You know, it really scares me for like teenagers and stuff like that that have phones that, you know, are scrolling all day. and just seeing this stuff and don't know how to comprehend it. Sometimes I don't know how to comprehend. I'm 33 years old. And sometimes I don't know how to deal with it. And it messes with my head too. So I can't imagine young people, like your son as well, and other people. It's like, that definitely plays a factor, I feel like too, to a sense. But, again, it goes back to moderation. I feel like you got to pull yourself away out of those things and find groups, like I asked you about the group for, people who have been through, I'm surprised you said there wasn't one here locally that you know of.
There is one on KCK. Someone told me about this group, but I never went. I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know.
Do you think it's going to open up stuff that maybe you're trying to heal? Maybe you're worried it may open up that wound again?
It's like, so I went to therapy, right? I went for a few months. And then when I felt like I was not okay, but I was like ready to keep going by myself.
Right.
I didn't look for any more help because at the same time, I feel like you got to feel the pain to heal it.
Oh, okay. And you feel like sometimes that's kind of like you don't feel like you're not healing in those type of environments. Like it's more of a Band-Aid almost.
It's more like I feel like if I go to some of these groups, it's gonna, instead of help me, it's gonna
like delay it.
Put me more on my shoulders,
really?
because like if you go to these places, you're gonna listen to others people,
all their stories,
and it's okay, but I need to be around people who can help me to.
No, I see what you're saying.
Or, you don't understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I completely get it. Because, I mean, some people might find comfort in people who have been through the same situation. But in your mind, and you shouldn't be ashamed of this at all, like you said, everyone grieves in different ways. So you feel like more of, if you go, it's like, damn, like we're all going. It's almost like the energy is very, like, not negative in a sense, not intentionally, but it's a lot of negative energy because people who have been through these things, it's almost like that weight's coming back on you, because there's so many people going through the same thing in one room. Yeah, no, I completely understand that.
It's like,
and you kind of want to be more around. I'm not saying they're not positive in these groups, not at all. I don't even know what these groups are about. Surely they're doing good things. Surely they're helping people. Surely it's not for everybody.
Exactly.
Your method, I feel like, is more of, you want to be around people that can help, like more of uplift you, and give you some sense of maybe normalcy, not always having to go back and open up that wound continuously.
You know what helped me a lot the first year? Being around my son's friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they've been really close to me.
That's good.
And actually, we went to 2-3 truck shows.
Oh, really?
On Texas. We went one in Colorado, and then we went two in Texas. And it did help me a lot to be around them.
Oh, was he like in a club, like a truck club or something?
He wasn't in a truck club, but he, like I told you, he had his
group of friends,
his truck and a group of friends. And then there's this big truck shows. So I just decided to create the truck club in memory of my son.
Oh, really?
It's not a real truck club, right? But we just get together when it's time to go for a show.
Right.
So we create this Nano's truck club. That's how I call my son, Nano.
Nano?
So it's Nano's truck club. And it helped me a lot.
Oh,
it's still helping me because some of his friends still close to me.
Yeah.
So it helps me a lot. That's why I'm telling you that everyone heals different. And then something might help me, but at the same time, if you're a grieving mom, the same thing that is helping me, it's not going to help you. Like,
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I appreciate your honesty on that. Because there's going to be people that maybe are like you. They feel lost. Maybe they've tried therapy. Maybe they've tried going to these support groups, but maybe they're not helping them because, like I said, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
And maybe something you say today may spark an idea, and they may try it, and it may save their life.
I knew this mom, and she, I was talking to her, and then I was telling her that I'm really close to my son's friends.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, wow, when my son passed, I couldn't see them anymore.
Really?
They tried to come to my house, but I was like, you know what? I really thank you that you're trying to come and give me some support, but I can't. Right. So that's what I'm telling you. Everyone, it's different.
Yeah, I understand that. I lost a good friend, some years back. And I've always been the type, I've been to a lot of funerals, lost a lot of people, that I've known. And I've always been kind of like that, very reserved. Mm-hmm. I don't like funerals. I try sometimes not even to go.
I think nobody likes funerals.
I know, but I'm almost to the point where I don't even like going, you know what I mean? And, and I haven't gone to some. It's hard. What do you say? What do you tell somebody, my condolences. I'm sorry. I'm here if you need me. But I don't know. It's just, and then it's hard, at the wakes to see them in the casket and, or even afterwards, I'm very bad at even checking in on people and being there because I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you show up, you try to give support, but I always feel like personally, and I struggle with this and I need to change it.
It's understandable.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like, what am I going to give this person?
Yeah. And it's understandable, after.
Or I almost feel like sometimes I don't want to bother them.
Yeah.
Because I don't, maybe because I'm that way. When I go through stuff, I kind of pull away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You want to be by yourself.
By myself, and kind of deal with it. And maybe that's a male thing. I don't know. I know a lot of males, deal with that at times where they bottle everything up inside because they feel like they can't discuss it with people. But
I think it's normal in everyone. Even myself, sometimes I feel like I just want to be by myself. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to I don't want nobody texting me or calling me. Right. And sometimes I just feel like, okay, I feel like I need to talk to someone.
Yeah. And I've also seen where, especially in the females that I know, it's like they like, and I'm not saying all because you deal with it differently, but I feel like sometimes they have their friend group that they can talk to and let things out and they're there for them and stuff like that, and it's, sometimes, I don't know, I feel like, it's like again, perfect example of me giving advice and needing to work on it myself is that like, if that's right, if that benefits, then why don't I try it? But I'm so stuck in my ways. Sometimes it's like hard for me to change. It takes a while, and I'm really, I've discussed this before on the podcast of, needing to change and understanding, that everyone grieves differently, but maybe sometimes I feel like sometimes that can be an excuse for me, that I need to change my mindset on that because I may grieve like that, but I should be there for these people who have gone through that. You know what I mean? And so sometimes, I battle with that in my head,
It's understandable. Like, after my son passed, some people stopped talking to me or
I've heard that before.
Less often than before. And I'm just like, okay, that's fine. I understand because I know that some people, how you say, the way how you are, you don't know how to talk to that person or you don't know how to be around the person. You don't know what to say or what not to say. And I don't know. I think my mind, it's on another level now because people may be mad or maybe like, okay, they're not talking to me anymore, blah, blah, blah. I'm not like that. I'm just like, okay, that's fine.
Right.
It's understandable. You don't know how to talk to me. It's okay. Take your time. Whenever you feel ready, you can come and talk to me because I'm still a normal person.
Right.
I lost my only child. I'm dealing with a lot right now, but I'm still a normal person. You can come to me. You can talk to me. You want to talk to me about my son? Let's talk about my son. You want to talk to me about yourself, or whatever? It's okay. I can listen and I can talk to you.
But it probably took some time to build up to that, right?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I feel like instead of people understand me because of my loss, I can't understand people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's okay. We're humans, so
Yeah.
it's okay.
So your son was an organ donor,
Mhm.
right? And so now, can you explain a little bit more? I know you were touching on that a little earlier. You spoke about it, but like, so what are you advocating for people becoming organ donors, or like, what are you doing on that side of things?
Be registered to be an organ donor.
So that's what you're kind of like pushing for people.
I'm pushing for people. Like I told you, I become ambassador of this organization for organ donor.
What is it called again?
It's Midwest Transplant Network.
Oh, okay.
They're on Leawood. And when, because like I told you, we took Daniel to the ER room. Mm-hmm. And doctors did all the estudios,
Tests.
all the tests, right? Before they declared Daniel.
Right.
And they don't really give you much time, but it's something that they have to do right away, take the decision.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long after, but I think 1 hour after.
Did he decide to be? I'm guessing he did because he had to put on a. Oh, they asked you.
They asked me because he didn't. Yeah, he wasn't registered.
Yeah,
because
on my license, I have the heart thing on it. So
no, he wasn't registered.
Oh, so they do ask you.
So they did ask me. That's why they did ask me.
Was that a hard decision to make? Have you thought about that? I mean, of course you didn't think about it, but like, have you thought about that for yourself? And then you knew you kind of wanted that, you know.
You know, that's when my dad passed. They asked me, my mom, and my sister if we want my dad to be an organ donor, and we say no.
Oh, really?
We were like, no. How are we gonna take my dad's organs? And no.
Yeah.
And it was really different when my son passed. When they asked me, I answered right away, yes.
Yeah.
The reason why is because the pain that I was feeling makes me think about maybe another mom.
Yeah.
Maybe I thought about maybe there is another child, kid, young man waiting for an organ transplant.
That could be saved.
It can be saved. Yeah. And I was like, my son is gone.
Yeah.
So I say yes. And ¿cómo se dice? Estoy muy convencida que tomé la mejor decisión.
She's very convinced she made the right decision.
Okay. And you did. I mean, it saved a life.
4 lives.
4? Really?
One person can save 8 lives.
Really?
My son was able to save 4.
That's good.
His heart, 2 kidneys, and his liver.
Man. I didn't know that. I didn't know that one organ donor can save 8 people's lives. Wow.
So his heart in 2023, right? So by then his heart went to Javier. That's his name. He was 21 in 2023. And then his liver went to this lady. She was 36. She's 38 now. And one of his kidney went to a 42 years old man. And the other kidney, 4 years old kid.
A 4-year-old kid?
4-year-old.
Man. So have you had contact with any of them?
About 2 weeks ago, I received a letter of the lady who got his liver.
Oh, really?
He's a mom of 8 child? 6?
6.
Really?
6 kids. She got 6 kids.
God. And she needed a liver, or she was gonna.
The liver.
She was gonna die.
She explained it to me on her letter. I'm sorry, for me, after Daniel passed, it's really hard for me to remember.
No, you're good. Yeah, no, you're good. Well, they say, actually, you know, speaking on that, I've looked into that myself. Because sometimes I wonder why, I've never gone through losing a child,
Thanks
and
God.
yeah, thank God. But, I've gone through stuff in my life, and I have this issue with memory.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I used to have a pretty good memory,
Mm-hmm.
And I know, as I'm sure you getting older and stuff like that, you kind of lose a little bit, not as sharp as you were. But like they say, I was reading one time that traumatic events can cause
Mm-hmm.
memory loss. I don't know how. I wouldn't be able to break that down, but I was reading something about
Mm-hmm.
that very traumatic events can kind of different things it can do to a person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
After my son passed, I've been having pain.
Mm-hmm.
I've been having hard time to sleep. I've been having anxiety attacks. One day, I was driving. It was the last thing that I remember. And then when I woke up, I was at the ER room.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even remember. I don't even know how I got there.
Oh my God.
And yeah, I've been dealing with a lot of things, but like I told you, I keep fighting.
What are some of the things you're doing when you're dealing with those anxiety attacks? I'm sure they're happening still to this day.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to breathe.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Breathe. It's right. I'm started looking around and just paying attention to every single thing, like distract my mind,
Right.
Or if I am sitting somewhere with a lot of people around, I start feeling anxiety. I just walk outside, take a breath, walk a little bit, and
that helps.
that helps. Yeah.
And that's good though. Something like that, like somebody, because, a lot of the times we forget to breathe. We forget to go out and walk and look at things and get off the phone and, you know what I mean? And be able to kind of just release.
Working out is helping me a lot.
Is it?
Yeah.
How long have you been working out?
It's been 3 months now, maybe 2 months since I started. I always like to work out, but I stopped doing it. So I trying to keep my routine now. And I've been working out for 2 months and it's helping me.
That's good.
It's helping me with the anxiety and then with the sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Because, sometimes I went to sleep around 12 in the middle of the night. And then I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I think it's 6, 7 a.m. and it's only 1, 2. Then I wasn't able to go back to sleep. And working out is helping me to sleep.
Yeah, I know. I always try to tell people that, on anything in life, pushing yourself, try to tire yourself. Try to get that energy out. That way, you can kind of, your mind can rest.
There are a lot of things that can help you.
Yeah.
And writing. I like to write.
Oh, you journal or?
I just got my book and then I just sometimes got a lot of things on my mind or overthinking and I'm just writing and writing.
Yeah, that helps a lot.
Yeah.
I need to get back on that. I have a journal as well. Because it's very beneficial, like very, like you almost, the pen to paper, you get your thoughts written down.
It feels like you're releasing.
Yeah, it feels like you're almost like you're not talking to somebody, but you're venting to the book. You're letting it out. And then it's nice to be able to go back. Like I had an issue though one time. I was looking through my journal and so negative. And I'm like, man, you've been going through all this stuff. Why don't you try to write down something positive to be thankful for, And then I would switch it up and add some of these things to my journal as well. Look back again a couple months later and go, oh, okay, well, this looks like you're seeing progress almost. You're tracking progress in your mind, because we forget things. We get, amnesia pretty much. And, we forget how we felt last year or 3 months ago or even 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to reflect back, to be able to see progress or see where you're staying stagnant in one, like I said, I was being very negative for a long time. And it's like, man, be thankful for something, right? So I try to get myself to even, I need to pick it back up for sure. It's been some months, but when I was doing it, I was trying to write down like maybe 2 to 3 things that I was dealing with that were negative, that were not so good things, that I needed to release, but also a couple of things that I could be thankful for as well. That way there's a balance to it,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something you kind of also, or just more of just everything out of your mind you just put to paper?
It's everything what it's on my mind, but to be honest, I never write something negative.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to be
Try to
positive.
be positive.
Always, no
Yeah.
matter what. Like, try to be positive.
That's good.
Yeah. Like, me and my friend, we're always laughing because sometimes we're having a really bad day.
Yeah.
And then we start laughing because we're having a bad day. And then she's like, are we normal? I'm like, I don't know. It's just a bad day. Tomorrow is going to be a better day.
Yeah. And that's good to be.
But, you know,
like,
try to be positive all the
yeah,
time.
and especially after something like that, you know, to remember that person in a positive way, like, you know, like the memories of him playing his guitar and playing music and stuff like that. Like, those are things you want to remember, not the
bad things.
you know.
Yeah.
And what kind of music did he play?
Mexican regional
Oh, okay.
music. Yeah.
Okay.
He was born in here, right, in Kansas City, and then when he was
more like corridos or like
corridos and romanticas and all the kind of music. Then
who was his favorite?
Miguel y Miguel.
Who would he listen to a lot?
Hijos de Barón, Miguel y Miguel. He was old school music.
Oh, old school.
Really old school music.
So like Los Tigres and all that stuff.
No, he didn't. No,
not that old school.
no, that different style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, when sometimes we went to the store together, whatever, and when I was able to ride his truck on the passenger side, and then I remember he turns the music loud, and then I was like, how do you know that music? Because it was really old school music. And he's just looking at me. He was like, okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, when he was last time he went with me to Mexico. He was 15 years old. He started going to Mexico with me when he was maybe 7 years old.
Where at in Mexico?
Chihuahua.
Oh, Chihuahua. Okay.
Yeah, and I remember that my uncles back in Mexico, they were always like, this kid, he was born in USA, but he's more Mexican than the nopal.
That's funny.
Yeah, he was my dad's style.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to Mexico. I've never been. Have you been to Mexico?
Never been in Mexico? Why?
No. Yeah.
Really?
My grandma's from La Paz, so they're from Baja.
Oh, okay.
You know, my dad's from here. But yeah, I've never been. The closest I got was Texas. Dom, you been to Mexico? Yeah. Where'd you go? You don't even know where you went, man. Don't be resort Cancun. Actually, no, I've been to Mexico. I've been to Cozumel. Yeah, I went to Cozumel, and I don't know where the other place was, but the tourist spots, you know, I haven't been to anywhere
you need to go to like real Mexico.
And I hope so. I mean, shit, just probably need to navigate it right. You know what I mean? That way I don't get you know.
Yeah, we're from Chihuahua. We went December for Christmas.
I did go off the tourist spot, but damn, man, I was scared for my life. I got into this taxi, okay? So we pick you up in a taxi. This guy was going 90 miles an hour down like an old brick road in an alleyway. And I'm like, man, he probably thinks I'm some white guy that's got money and they're going to try to, you know, extort me and my family and shit. I'm like, hey, I was going to tell him, dude, I'm broke, bro. I barely got here on the cruise ship. You know? But he was going fast. And then, because we went to, like you could stay on the resort, but there was other beaches, like down on the beaches.
Oh, what part of Mexico you said?
I think this was in Costa Maya, I think, or something like that. But you could go off and go to another place, and so we went to a different place because my wife, her family's from Michoacan and Colima, I think.
Oh, maybe you went to Nayarit or Puerto Vallarta.
No. I think it was Costa Mel or Costa something. I don't know. Okay. But we went Consumel, and then there was another one, Costa, I don't know. But so we went there, and then we went to a different resort or a different beach. And yeah, I don't know, I was a little scared. I was like, man, he was taking me down alleyways. There's guys in these alleyways off to the side chilling. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I grew up in sketchy spots, man. So I know what's going on. But he ended up taking us and dropping us off. But damn, man, that was a little Yeah, the way he was driving kind of scared the shit out of me. Like literally going, like I thought I was in a Call of Duty video game, bro. Like that's what it felt like in the back alleyways, dude. It was crazy. But no, I would definitely want to go down there. And my grandma always talks about all of us going back to La Paz, where she's from, and they usually go every couple of years, but. Just life nowadays, money's tight, so we pick and choose, try to go where we can,
Yeah.
but,
We go really often, but because we got family back there. So, you spend money, but you don't spend like
because you're
money
able to stay
on
with family.
hotel and all,
Right.
because you stay with your family.
Yeah, and see, me, I got to stay in a hotel. I can't stay with family. I need space. I need my own room. I ain't trying to, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I grew up with 5 brothers. I'm trying to be by myself. So I'm not one of the ones that's used to it. Some people are used to growing up. Me, I'm like, I don't know. I like my privacy, so by myself. But but no, that's cool. So you guys go down to Chihuahua then and just hang out with family down there and stuff.
Yeah, we hang out with family, and then we like to go to the mountains because we are like 30 minutes from the mountains in Chihuahua, La Sierra, and there is really beautiful.
Oh, I bet
it's beautiful. Yeah, been on this train. So you flow from here to Chihuahua Capital, and then you take this train, and it takes you the whole mountains.
Oh, really?
And it's beautiful.
That's cool. It's cool.
Relaxing. Different.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's nice to get away.
It's like when I go to Mexico, it's like go and reset your mind and then come back.
Yeah, I have a lot of people that say it's different down there. Life is different.
Oh, it's different.
Probably depending on, where in Mexico, but yeah, they always say it's just a little different down there. A little more at ease. But what is it that makes it different? Is it just the way life is down there?
Food.
It's just the food. I know. What's comparable up here in Kansas City to actual real Mexican food?
Oh, no.
There's nothing up here? Nothing at all?
Real food?
Not even taqueria in Mexico?
Oh, no.
Hell no. Damn, man. I like taqueria. That's good.
No, in Mexico, like every time when I go to Mexico, I win like 5 pounds.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I eat a lot. The food is more fresh. Like, it's more fresh. Yeah.
I see what you mean. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they have some good places here. What's that one seafood one all the time? You know what I'm talking about?
Mariscos Casey.
Mariscos. Yeah, that one's good. That one's a good spot.
Good. Yeah, it's really good.
She's like, but it don't compare.
No.
It don't compare.
Yeah, but Mexico is more, life is more like stressless.
I'll shout out Corita, though. I know them. That's a good restaurant.
Oh, El Corita?
Yeah.
Cheli, estoy enojada porque cerraste.
Why are you mad at Cheli?
Because they closed.
Oh, they closed
it?
It was
my favorite spot.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They closed it like, what, a year ago?
It's been like a year.
Has it been a year? Oh, sorry, Cheli. My bad. I didn't know that. I haven't been here in a while, so that makes sense. But yeah, no, my buddy Frankie and all them, they all, that's the reason why I know all them. So all the brothers. So but yeah, no, they yeah, that's crazy.
Cheli's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, she's cool.
A long time.
Yeah, I like her. I've known her for a long time. Damn, man, I feel like a dumbass now. Hey, tell Cheli not to watch this. Sorry. She's like, where the hell have you been?
You got to edit it.
Yeah, no, I don't edit. I don't edit it out. I'll leave that in. I'll just sound dumb. But
Cheli's going to be watching like, what?
No, she's going to know. She's going to be like, man, yeah, because they all know me as Chucho. So she's be like, Chucho ain't been around for a minute. So, sorry, I've been hiding. I've been trying to get my life right. They remember me of the guy who used to drink all the time. So I had to get my life right again. But no, that's, I mean, discussing, back on, what we were talking about, it's just that I like that you're able to look at everything positive now. And I, like you said, you deal with the things that you deal with, but, yeah, I think the best thing is to just look at the good side of things. You know what I mean? To be able to live, because why? You've already gone through all the bad, why continue that? It's not going to do it. It's not going to help. So
that's what I was going to say. Yeah. It's hard already.
Yeah.
So I need to find something positive in the middle of the bad things, and I gotta be positive because I don't want to be on a dark spot for the rest of my life because I don't know how many years I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah,
So
that's true. You could die at any
I got
moment.
my bad days.
Yeah.
For sure. I still have my bad days, and I think it's gonna be happening for the rest of my life because I miss my son.
Yeah.
And when I'm having a bad day, I'm just get away from everyone and for everything and just trying to go to a lake or try to go for a walk by myself and
instead
just
of sitting in the house.
cry, scream, do whatever I have to do, and then
well, and it's good
come
now
back to
too
the
that
reality.
you guys kind of have each other now to be able to lean on and help each other out. You know, and when one's having a bad day, maybe the other one can kind of help you lift you out of that too. That's good because, like you said, some people kind of isolate. And
and then
not good.
And you gotta respect that when someone is like having a bad day and they don't want to talk, or like me and her, some days she's coming back from work and then she goes straight to her room and close the door, shut the door, and I'm like, okay, she's having a bad day, she needs to be by herself, and I respect that. And sometimes things happen with me. I came from work, go straight to my room, and she understands. So
that's good. That's good.
Sometimes we come back from work and then let's go out, let's go eat, let's go have some drinks. Let's go do it.
Yeah. No, that's good. Continue to live your life. Like you said, you never know what's going to stop. So, I think that's a good way to look at it. And it's good, too, that you're helping out, like on that, being an ambassador in that program. That's pretty neat. How did that even, like, why did you want to become an ambassador on that? Like, what pushed you? Because you could have just made the decision you made on that day to donate, to help people, but you actually wanted to do more, Because
I see the importance of being an organ donor.
Yeah, you've seen the impact. Yeah.
I see the impact.
Yeah.
Especially because I've been really close with Javier. And after I hear his story of life before and after, and seeing his mom, how she was dealing with all this before. Javier got his heart, and now after. So, like I'm always say, we have to think about ourselves, but we have to think about others too.
Right.
Help each other and be empático. Sympathetic.
Okay.
With people.
Okay. No, for sure. Yeah. So what are you doing now on that though? Like, are you like going to conferences and stuff like that, speaking to people? Or,
it depends.
Or just helping.
Yeah, there's different things. Like sometimes they call us to. They put like booths on events, so you go stand on the booth. People came, ask questions, and you answer their questions. Like 2 months ago, I was part of a panel on this church. And you speak to the people, you tell them your story. And last week, we prepared everything, all the materials for the event that is coming this Saturday. They call Donate Life. Donate Life Legacy Walk. It's every year. It's been going for the last 7 years. Yeah. Every year. Yeah, and it's a really nice event. And they honor the organ donors and recipients.
Oh, really?
They do the trail. How do they call it?
It's a trail where they put pictures of heart recipients, organ recipients, organ donors throughout the foot trail down at the World War I Museum.
Oh, really? That's cool.
It's pretty neat.
That's neat.
And it's a big event. They receive like 1,500, 1,600 people at the event. Yeah, it's really nice.
I can't imagine, having to hear everyone's story too. Like, oof.
Yeah.
That's got to be.
Yeah, I hear a lot of stories about people when I'm on the events or.
But it's cool you're helping people, because you guys are kind of all, being able to give, your side of things. And, I'm sure you're discussing how you cope with things and stuff like that, to an extent, I'm sure. But No, it's really neat. And so you guys are advocating for people to basically, help, and become, the impact that donating could do for people.
And some people may be like, "Oh, that's nice. Your son was able to save lives or whatever." But when you really know how big it is, like how do I explain?
Like you don't know until you see it, until you actually see it.
So like Javier, last year on Halloween, he was able to win trick or treat. That's how you say it?
He was able to go trick-or-treating.
Trick-or-treating with his brother, his youngest brother. I think he is 10, 9, something around there. And then after they came back home, he texted me and he was like, "Oh my God, Rossy, thank you so much because I was able to go with my brother trick-or-treating for the first time ever."
Oh, man.
And he is 22 years old. So that's when you see the big impact that it's becoming.
For somebody. Yeah.
For somebody, yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think a lot of people are against it or don't really thinking about it? Do you think that we don't talk about it enough? It's not really pushed, like not pushed, but discussed more and people aren't aware?
Yeah, I think so. It's especially in our, Hispanic community. We don't talk a lot about it because on the events that I've been with MTN, Midwest Transplant Network, we don't see Hispanic people. We only see white people.
Well, I was going to say that earlier because I've heard the same thing, in friends and family that I have, it's kind of almost taboo. Like, especially, I mean, I only know the Mexican community, but in the Mexican community to give your organs away, it's almost like, nah, you don't do that, and almost like if it's like a religious thing almost, like, and it's not, in a sense, like, maybe, I don't know. I mean, I was baptized Catholic. I don't go to church, but maybe, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what started that, to be honest. You may know more than me about it,
Well, some one day this lady asking me about organ donation, and I was talking to her about it, and she was like, "You know what? I wouldn't do it." And I was like, "Why not?" And she was like, "Well, because they say if you are dying, they're not gonna do anything to save your life because you're an organ donor, and they just want to take your organs."
I've heard that before. Yeah.
And I was like, "That's totally wrong." And then some people say that when you're organ donor, only rich people get the organs, and that's totally wrong. Like on our case with Daniel, they did all what they could done.
Yeah.
To save his life. ¿Sí lo dije bien?
Yeah.
Yeah, to save his life.
Yeah, they did everything they could. Yeah.
They did everything they could.
Yeah.
And I'm a witness of that. So after they tried everything, that's when they asked me, not before. So,
yeah, I mean, I could understand why they would think that, but yeah, you're right. I mean, I would hope, I can't guarantee this 100%. I know in your situation, what you seen was good. They tried, but I could see how that could deter people, away. But man, like you can't, if you have an opportunity to save 8 lives, you know what I mean? Like, why let that go to waste?
Yeah. I mean, like how I said, we're gone. We don't need a heart. We don't need the lungs. We don't need liver. We're gone. And there are people here who's fighting for their lives, waiting for an organ donor.
Well, I think the thing is that they need to go to events or go listen to videos on YouTube of people who can attest to what you can attest to, that they are going to help you regardless of organ donor or not, And I know in your situation, though, I don't think he was an organ donor previous, so it may be a little different. They may say, well, he wasn't an organ donor, so yeah, they try to save him, and then afterwards you told them. But,
But
we can play this what-if game all the time. But,
what I hear? Yeah. Like when someone is really on the ICU room, nobody knows if it's an organ donor until after pass.
Oh, that's good.
Nobody knows. Even the doctor, even the nurses, nobody knows.
Yeah, because they're not checking your ID. Yeah. That's
So,
good information. But see, this is the information I'm saying they need to see, they need to hear, because in their mind, they're just assuming,
yeah.
and
Yeah, we need
assumptions
to
don't
get
get us
informed.
anywhere.
But yeah.
So no, yeah, you're no, that's, yeah.
But it's something really, it's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
big. Like when I was able to hear my son's heart for
Yeah.
the first time after,
Oh, I bet.
oh my God, it was.
Yeah. Strange feeling.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's something like, I don't know, but it's something like I feel like I know Javier since long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
Really?
I don't know. So people say that
Mm-hmm.
the heart is the one who keep the memories.
Is that your phone? Oh.
I'm sorry, it's my watch.
Oh,
sorry.
you're fine. No, you're okay. I've been wondering where that was coming from. I just thought that was you, Dom, over there. I was like, what are you doing?
So yeah,
No,
some people say
yeah.
the heart it's the one who keep the memories,
Yeah.
not the brain.
Yeah.
So I don't know. On my experience, I will say yes.
Yeah, I think
But I don't know.
whatever helps you, it doesn't matter. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
Exactly.
whatever helps you kind of navigate the situation that you're in and give hope and give closure and give bring some sort of happiness, we'll use quotes on that, whatever helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it
It's
doesn't
valid.
matter. Yeah.
It is like, yeah, how you say it
Mhm.
is like me having faith, it's been helping me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna believe, like I believe that I'm meet with my son after.
Mm-hmm.
And that helps me and I stay with that.
Yeah.
So I gotta find something that give me.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't sit there and dwell.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to move forward. Do you guys have any events coming up here in Kansas City, or there going to be anything like where you guys speak at? Is there anything coming up or no?
No. What?
No.
No.
I mean, the most important one I would say is that Donate Life Legacy Walk on Saturday. There's speakers who do talk, and there's a bunch of, it's family friendly event.
You said that's Saturday.
This is this Saturday, yeah, the 7th.
Okay.
From 6 to 9.
This won't be out before that, but if you guys share anything on social media, I'll definitely put it up. So that way people can be aware of it and
Sure.
go to it just to learn,
Yeah, sure.
So are you guys going to attend that one, or is that okay?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're gonna, like I told you, Javier is coming from Chicago with his family, so we're going together.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
We're a group of like 20 people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, again, there's my memory. I'm telling you, ask him. He's probably like, yeah. He's probably used to it now, but oh my God, like
I don't use because I'm the same.
My short-term
worse.
memory. I know. I don't know what's been happening to me lately, but no,
we need to take a shawanga. How is it called? The vitamins.
Oh, vitamins. Yeah. I feel like I take enough vitamins and eat pretty decent, but
no, it's not. It's not.
I probably need some stuff to work on. But,
I know.
but yeah, no, that's good. And I'd love to check out one of those events as well. Mm-hmm. So hopefully I'll be able to get to one of those and be able to learn more. That's the biggest thing is.
And that's interesting.
Yeah, education. Education's everything. If you can learn about a certain subject, then you can be able to understand better, and I think that's what we lack a lot. And that's in everything. It's just communicating with one another and informing yourself,
Educate yourself.
Yeah, educate yourself in the situation. So
that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, and I'm sorry if today, trust me, this is anytime I get on these subjects, I've had some of these, I've talked to some people that are kind of around the same topic, and usually I'm a chatty Cathy. I can talk for 2 to 3 hours, but in these type of things, it's almost like they're difficult to kind of navigate, you know what I mean? Yeah. Conversation wise, but I do really appreciate you coming on, and discussing, but I want to, leave it to you. Is there anything else that you want to discuss, or is there anything else that you want to let people know, or maybe some words you want to discuss about your son that, you want people to know, or say whatever you want and take as long as you want.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, just talking about mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Care about yourself and find a way to get out of your depression, anxiety, stress. There's a lot of things that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta find what's right for you.
Right.
Some people may go to therapy and it's not for everyone. Some people may don't like to go to therapy because they feel it's not helping.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you can just go and take a walk to the park, or maybe just go drive around the city.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just put your headphones and listen some music or write down something. Just find something that will help you with your mental health. It's very important. If you are good, everyone around you, it's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And don't hide your feelings. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to talk. If you feel like you can talk to your friend, or if you don't want to be judged and you're like, okay, if I talk to him, he's going to judge me or she's going to judge me, go talk to your mom, to your dad, to your cousin. You got to find someone who talk to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You got to, if you keep those bad feelings inside of you, they're going to come out one other way. Right?
Yeah.
So it's okay to cry. It's okay to scream. It's okay to talk.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Just
Yeah, and
let it
holding it
out.
in, like you
And
said, holding it in is the worst thing because you're just going to bottle it up and then it's going to come out even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
we're humans. We got feelings.
yeah.
And just nothing. Just take care of yourself. You're important.
For sure.
Nobody else is going to take care of yourself like the way how you can do it. Remember, you're going to be the only person who's going to be with you for the rest of your life. So,
I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because it took me a while to understand that, you know, because a lot of the times we like to live for others,
Yeah.
you know, and those people aren't always guaranteed to be there, you know, like some of these people that, you know, everything is invested in their kids or everything is invested in their husband or wife or whatever it may be, or you got to take time for yourself too.
Yeah.
You know, because at any moment, like you could be alone, and you have to be able to learn how to deal with that. You know, and a lot of times, you know, we may try to distract ourselves, but you got to put the work into yourself and to be able to almost learn yourself. I know it sounds weird because you live with yourself for a long time, but sometimes you don't think, you're not listening to your thoughts. You may hear them, but you're not actually listening to them and trying to figure out, you know, what's going on in your head. So, again, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I know you're not on camera, but my condolences as well to you. Thank you for coming to help. And same to you. You know, my condolences. And it's I feel like you being here though right now really will help people, you know, and give not only explain your dark days, but also, you know, the days where there's light, and you discussing how you're improving more and more as the years go by to get better, and the work that and you're being realistic about it, you know, and you're not sugarcoating anything. And I think people need that more of that raw conversation, you know.
And you know what? That's my purpose of being talking about my experience, about my situation. It's all about letting people know that we cannot ¿cómo se dice rendirnos? We cannot give up.
Okay.
We gotta keep fighting, and it's part of life. Life is hard, but it's beautiful too.
Yeah.
So there are bad things. Well, no. Hold on. Let me reset my mind. Okay, there are no bad days.
Yeah.
There are only good days and not really good days. I don't think there are bad days. I said it before, I had my bad days, but no, there are no bad days. They're just not good days.
Yeah, you're right.
But
Yeah,
we're here.
because a lot of the times there are people out there that they're actually having bad days, like we discussed. People when dealing with terminal illnesses and stuff like that. Those are the actual, and we need to check ourselves a lot of the times and remind ourselves, man.
And it depends on you how the bad situations are gonna influence on yourself. Like a bad situation can take you to the deep hole. That's what you say?
Yeah, deep hole.
So a bad situation can take you on a really deep hole or can make you stronger.
Right.
So it's on you.
Yeah.
And I decided that this situation, even it's a really bad situation, to be stronger.
No.
And keep fighting and living on my son's memory because, it was only me and him. And I always show him that he had a strong mom. So I got to keep doing it for his memory and for myself, of course. Because I'm still here.
You got to. Again, I really appreciate it. I think this is going to help a lot of people. So
you're welcome.
I love what you're doing with the organization that you're working with. And I hope more people attend those. And, you don't have to be someone who has lost someone to suicide to go there and educate yourself, because who knows, you may learn something there to prevent somebody from doing that, right. To be able to help them, to be able to help navigate, that situation or be able to see the signs that maybe you weren't able to see or understand.
Yeah.
And now that people like you are coming out and explaining your story, now they can have that to be able to know and hopefully prevent somebody from.
And there is a number now. I just remembered about this number. I was saying that if you need to talk to someone, but you don't feel like talking to some of your family or your friends, there is a number. It's it's el 988. It's 988 number. It's a
suicide crisis lifeline.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And they are able 24/7, and they can speak English. They can speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And I hear some people saying that they give you really good help. I mean, like if you're having bad thoughts, just call.
Yeah.
And they can talk to you. They can.
Yeah.
They can help you.
And there's nothing weak about it. There's nothing embarrassing. You know what I mean? Stop listening to people. Stop thinking these things. Just go out and get help.
Yeah.
And like you said, you don't even need to go to necessarily, if you can't afford a therapist or you don't want to talk to a therapist, talk to somebody else. But you got to find somebody. There was a good song by Logic. He came out with a song that had actually the number for the suicide hotline. It was like 1-800. You know what I'm talking about, Dom? Have you heard that song? Yeah, I forgot the actual number, but just even seeing like hip hop artists and stuff like that come out and talking about this and making this normal is good. You know what I mean? It's a good thing for people to feel like they're not alone, because a long time ago it used to be kind of,
this life is hard. So we gotta
for sure help each other out, be a community again, because it's so funny. We're the most connected nowadays, but the most separated as well at the same time, because we're all connected only, a lot through the phones, but which you can find good resources on there as well. But, we also need to come together as communities and be there for one another too. So
yeah, you're right.
But,
well, I'm keep trying to help people and just spread awareness about mental health and become an organ donor. I mean, it's like mental health because you want to be good, take care of your mental health.
Yeah, and you want to prevent.
And organ donor, it's kind of, I don't know. I see like it's kind of because organ donor is after you die, but mental health, it's preventing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
From
to prevent it from happening.
Right?
Right.
But that's my experience. So actually, we're working on a documentary. That's how you say it.
Oh, really?
A documentary about based on my son's life and our
really?
experience with all this. So when we have it ready, I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And you're welcome to come on and we can talk about it as well.
Thank you.
And, I'd love to, hear more about it. And yeah, that's good. I think that'll help
Maybe,
people
I
out.
don't know, Martinez? You don't know him?
I probably know
Okay.
2 or 3 Martins.
Sorry, Martin. You say all Kansas City knows you, but he doesn't know you.
Oh, yeah. Maybe if I seen your face.
Maybe,
I'm bad with names,
Yeah, he's the one
And
who's
it depends on when I
helping us.
met you.
Yeah.
Was it at a party? I probably don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
But no, yeah. Is he the one making the documentary? Or
Yeah, he's the one who's, we've been working for months, right? On this, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool. When do you have an idea of when that's going to be released or not yet?
Maybe a couple more months.
We're hoping by August.
By August?
Yeah.
Okay. That'll be neat. And it's just kind of his life or
It's ¿le decimos?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Okay, no, it's a little bit about his life, and then we got testimonies about people who attempt on their own lives, and then about organ donor and ¿qué más? It's I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, and perspectives, all centering pretty much on mental health and suicide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's good. That's good. That way people can kind of, it's good to hear other stories, That's one thing with podcasts. That's kind of why I started one, because they help me, when I'm at work 10 hours a day or 8 hours, whatever I'm working, I work in a very, the shop I'm at now is not so isolating, but a lot of the shops I worked at is very isolating, where you're by yourself.
Oh.
And it can get lonely, when you're just standing there doing your work by yourself all day, every day. Yeah. And I didn't. And so for a long time, I had podcasts. And so I would listen to conversations and learn things and hear people's side. Or I could be like, oh, man, that guy's going through the same thing I'm going through right now. And then, he'd give advice on how he navigated that situation. And it helped me out a lot, So, yeah, the documentaries are great, too. And, yeah. No, it's good. Education's good. Yeah. So I completely agree. And can't wait to check it out.
Thank you. Yeah.
So
I'll send it to you whenever we have it ready. We're going to be posting on all social media and everywhere. So
that's good.
Trying to help people.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it again. And you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you.